Catching up with Vince. He's a relatable guy. Not really. You're actually not relatable.
What?
I'm gonna start recording. Yeah, so I had to sell my car. I needed a couple
So
grand.
which car are you driving right now?
Right now I'm driving my Bolt. That was a whole big issue because I drove the wrong car yesterday. I took my brother's car. There's two extra cars. There's a Toyota Solara, which you may have seen, and there's a Honda Pilot. And I took the Toyota Solara yesterday, ended up getting yelled at by my brother and my mom because that's Andrew's car, and I should have taken the Honda Pilot. So now apparently the Honda Pilot is mine.
Oh, it's yours.
Not mine. They're very upset that they don't have an extra car now, in case anything happens to one of their cars. So now I'm using the Pilot for the time being, but...
Where's the other car that you had, the Mazda?
The Subaru?
Not the Subaru, yeah. You sold it?
Yeah, I sold that a while. I sold that for the BMW.
How much you sold the BMW for?
A loss.
3,000?
3,300.
3,300.
Yeah. I bought it for 42, put money into it. But now I need cash, so I had to sell the car. I need to really promote the fuck out of this because I'm just like, where the fuck are all these people that think this is a good idea? Like, this is a good idea. It's a great idea. And I should at least, in 3 counties, in a month and a half, I should at least have 20 people. But I just don't. I don't understand why. Marketing is difficult.
Now, what about the truck? What are you doing with the truck?
So the truck...
Do you have any events?
I have Governor's Ball next weekend, which is a music... Eminem's going to be there this year. So it's a big festival. That's in New York. So, God willing, I'm probably going to make a couple grand there. And then after that, I have Firefly Music Festival, which is, again, one of the biggest ones on the East Coast in Delaware. That should be worth at least a couple grand. So at least I'll have some money from coming in from the truck. But now I really need to push this meal delivery because that's where the money's at, and that's where one customer can be $100, for the week in revenue. So you figure 20 customers, that's $2 grand. I mean, only 20 customers. But I can't even get that number. I would love to have 40, but I can't even get that number. $1 and then I have a sustainable business. I don't have to worry about anything. By the time I get up to 100 or 1,000, in 2-3 years, that's 1,000 times 100.
Did you make this into little business cards that you can have with you?
No, I haven't.
Every time you go to Whole Foods, you can be giving it to people.
Yeah.
If you're shopping here on the nutritional center, and you're buying a few things and you see someone that is looking for something, just hand out because it's different when you hand out a little small business card with all the information than when you're giving this out. Anybody puts it in their pocket, in their purse, and that's it. And like I said, while you're shopping at the nutritional center, you see someone, you hand out a card, go outside, go to Whole Foods, stand outside and just give it out to people. That's all healthy people going in there. And stop selling your cars. Because you need a car. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I had to do something, man. But the past 2 cars I've rushed into. So I sold the BMW, the original BMW, the stick 328 Xi with all the speakers in it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They used to drive here to ShopRite. And I sold that. And then it was like 2 weeks and I hadn't had a car. My parents were going, when are you going to get a car? When are you going to get a car? So I felt rushed. So I rushed into the Subaru that had like 216,000 miles on it. I spent like $3 grand on it. I liked the car. I liked the Subaru Tribeca. But it leaked oil in the driveway and my dad was pissed and I had to get it fixed. It got to the point where I was putting a quart in it every week. It was bad. It was leaking bad. So I got rid of that car to get this BMW. So I got this BMW X3 and it said mechanic special on it. I should have known, I'm not a mechanic, but I thought, I can fix it. So I bought it and it drove and it worked, and I spent money on it to get it fixed. The battery was dying all the while. And I found that it leaked from the top. Like water just got in it and there were just pools of water in it. So I had to get rid of that vehicle. So I got rid of that vehicle and now I'm carless, but I have money to buy stuff for these events. So my next car is going to be a car that I'm going to have for a while. I'm going to spend like $5 grand
Yeah, but for the time that you've been doing this business, you shouldn't be saying, I have money right now in the bank to do this, because
you should have had like 5 or 10 grand in the bank so you didn't have to sell your for this right now.
I haven't had income since November.
Holy shit.
I've been riding this out since November. I've been riding out this season since November, so that's why now it gets tight. This is the same time it gets tight for the past 2-3 years. So I kind of understand the cycle. And now, once this takes off, it's something that's going to grow. And I'm going to grow it rather than, it's not like the truck, you can have a good event or a bad event. Once you get this thing going and you build up that customer base, it's just going to stay there. And you just have the revenue, you keep moving. Then I can actually start doing things. Once I have money, then I can actually do things like have products in the stores, Actually become what I want it to become.
Now you have to buy a car because you can't be driving the Honda for so long because your mom is going to yell at you.
I think I have a month or two. So June and July, I'll probably have like $5 grand to spend on a car. Oh man, I got so much going on, man.
And a minivan.
I was thinking
That's
about
what
a
you should
minivan.
get.
I'm not against a minivan, honestly. That would be cool.
There's a place in English Town, Lens Motors. They sell used cars. That's where I bought my car. They do have high mileage, like 160, 140, 160, but they do have 2 minivans right now. They have a Toyota Sienna and a Honda something. They have 2 minivans, and they look good.
I'll check it out.
See, it's right like 3/4 of a mile from the flea market. I'll send you the link. They're good. I always bought cars there. Every used car that I ever bought, I bought it from there, and they're good. Oh shit.
So aside from all that shit, I also have this podcast and a few other businesses, right? And my parents last night, I don't know, like for the past like few weeks, it's been like a thing between me and like everyone I know where it's just like we're just having it out. Like some stuff has been built up, we're just having it out and we get better because of it. And it was my parents last night, and oh my god. Basically, what it comes down to is all the little things that they bothered, like they're mad at me for, stems from the fact that they have no idea what I'm doing. They just see me doing this and they just get nervous for me. So they get mad at me for stupid little things because they just want me to do what they want me to do. They don't want me to do what I want to do. I think that's really where it's all coming from. But, at the end, she's like, I love you and I support you. I want the best for you, So.
Well, the way they look at it is how long you've been doing this? 2 years, 3 years?
I quit my job 3 years ago
3 years.
in May.
Do you think that this is where you should be after 3 years? Or you should have been way ahead of this right now? Like, is this the spot that you picture yourself to be in 3 years when you quit your job?
In 3 years when I quit my job, I saw myself in 3 years where I was 2 years ago. Getting into Governor's Ball and getting into all these music festivals that I never even imagined getting into. So right off the bat, within a year, I had gotten into those festivals. And now I'm approaching this business mentally differently. Whereas I was an employee of my own business. You know what I mean? Like I had to make sure everything got done and all this. Now I have people supporting me, and I'm treating myself as the owner of this conglomerate that is Tri-Vegan. So, financially, you hit rough patches. I guess that's all part of the ride.
Yeah, but for how long are you going to be hitting rough patches? That's what your parents are looking at.
So,
how long is gonna take for you to take off? You gotta understand, an airplane can only, run for so long on that run that it's gotta take off. Because if you keep on going, if you keep running, you're gonna end up on the grass. You have to take off. Because there's only so much room that you have. And the same thing when you're landing. When you're landing, you only have that much room. So either way, you have to push yourself in a different way. This is the thing. There is going to be some things that you have to admit that it didn't work. because you remember probably like last year you had like a lot of things going on at once.
I had screen printing and all that.
So sometimes one or two things are not going to work and you have to leave them and then you have to try something new. You cannot keep doing so many things at once because you're not accomplishing anything. You have too many balls up in the air, and what do you do? So you have to concentrate on one. Do something good out of that, and then move to the next. But once you gotta understand one thing: when you want to do your own business, you have to work hard. You have to build them. You got to work hard. But after that, after a while, they're gonna work for you, and they're gonna be producing that money for you. They're gonna be, you know what I'm saying? You can't work hard all your life and just keep. It's gonna suck your life away. 20 years from now, you're still on the same spot, and all you're doing is surviving. All you're doing is making enough money to pay the bills, to pay the people that are helping you, but you're not building anything bigger. You know what I'm saying? It's like me and McDonald were talking about yesterday. That he talks about this band that plays down the shore, and they're really good. And they go to weddings, and the guy is doing good. How good is he doing? He's been doing it for 15, 20 years. But he's still in the same spot. He's still going to weddings. He's still going to birthdays. He's still going to... He's going to bars. Yeah, and he gets the gigs, from people and here and there, and he's making the money. But he's stuck in the same for 15 years. He's not in concerts right now like he should have been. Probably that was the idea from the beginning. I'm going to start playing the guitar. I'm going to start singing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to play in bars. And then I'm going to end up in a big stadium with 7,000 people watching me. But you got stuck on, after playing the guitar, now you're playing in the bars, and that's where you got stuck. And now you got comfortable because you make just enough to make a living. But what are you doing? You want to get ahead of that. You want to keep going because now you forgot where you were going. And you got stuck there. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you have to do. Be careful. Don't get stuck. Don't get comfortable and don't get stuck because you need to keep going. Don't get comfortable and don't get stuck because you need to keep going. Don't get comfortable and don't get stuck because you need to keep going. And the only way you're going to keep going is that if you made a mistake and something didn't work out, fuck it, leave it. Leave it and move on and do something else because that's what your parents are trying to tell you. I want to see something. It's been 3 years. And I understand you're not going to have you're not going to be making $80,000 a year yet because it's only been 3 years. But what are you making? When you come to your dad and say, Dad, look, I'm making $40,000 a year. Yes, it's only been 3 years, but then in the next 3 years, I think I'm going to be making 70 or 80. You know what I'm saying? Because I work for ShopRite, probably that's what I make. In how long? In 20 years.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So you want to do that in less than probably half the time of that. And then you're going to tell your dad, I could have worked for a company and made $70,000 in 15 years. But no, I'm doing it in 6 on my own and I don't have a boss. But you're proving to your dad and you're showing him what you have done. What can you show him right now? Other than taking their car and now they don't have an extra car. Because you sold yours because you need to invest that money and you got to do something with it. You know what I'm saying? And yes, in a way they look at it and they say, you know what, at least he's trying. It's not like he gave up and he's sleeping in the basement all day. Because that could have been worse. You know what I'm saying? So at least you're trying and that's a good thing. But they still get mad because they don't see anything. They don't see it yet. They want to see something. Yeah. And that's what you have to do.
But the things I have accomplished are unfathomable to most food truck owners. Like getting into Governor's Ball at all. There's 50 food vendors and there's only like 20 trucks in New York City and New Jersey and Connecticut. And I was one of them, And that's a huge music festival. Eminem, Kanye West, everyone's there. And I did that after 6 months. And now I'm consistently doing it. And I have 2 trucks. And not only that, I go to New York and Philadelphia, which most trucks don't do both. I also have driven down to Orlando, Florida with my food truck and Georgia to do music festivals. So in my life, that's amazing. You know, like I don't have anything to prove to anyone.
So what went wrong? Because you had the opportunity, you have all those opportunities that you just mentioned that not too many people have, okay? And you have access to this, you have access to that, you've been here, you've been there, you've been all over. And that's a big accomplishment, just to be there. But what's the result out of that? Obviously, you're doing this for money. You know what I'm saying? So right now, you should have a cushion. And that's what I said. You shouldn't have to sell your car to get this money. You should have had some money in the bank and say, I'm going to get $3,000 out of the bank, but I'm going to put it back because I need to invest this money. I know this is money that I've been saving in it because I'm going to need it for a rainy day. But this time I need it. I'm going to take $3,000 and then I'm going to put it back. No, I'm going to put back $5,000. That's where you should be right now, not selling your car. You get what I'm saying? Because yes, you've been opening doors for yourself. And it's a great thing. How much advantage are you taking out of that?
I'm not one to promote what I do. I'm not good at that. I don't like promoting what I'm doing. But what I'm realizing is that's what I have to do. Like, I have to show people that I'm going to Governor's Ball, I'm going to Made in America. Instead of taking one picture on Instagram, get a videographer and take videos and promote it. Because that's a huge thing. And I have a did you know sign on my truck about veganism, promoting veganism. And that's huge. Peter should know about that. I'm at Governor's Ball promoting veganism, and Peter doesn't fucking know. You know, and I have a did you know sign about environmental aspects of how veganism benefits the earth as a whole. And like, no one seems to fucking notice. You know, I see all these guys who are just getting started and they're getting promoted on PETA, on Veg News, on all these websites. And I'm just like, what do I have to do? I have 2 food trucks. I've been to all these music festivals. I'm starting a meal delivery service. Like, where the fuck?
You just like join one of them groups and post all your shit on the website?
So I joined Facebook groups, but like, I'm not one for self-promotion. I really need someone to help promote the shit I'm doing, honestly. Like I was saying, I don't want to brag about anything. It's like
You're not bragging, yes. You need to push a business.
You need to join every group that has something to do with veganism or healthy eating and just advertise your product.
I really need an intern to do that. I have interns are just being thrown at me at this point. I have like 4.
Really?
Dude. So I did an event at TCNJ, right? And I had my menu up or whatever, and it was really small on the window. I wrote, "Looking for marketing intern." It's really small. Didn't hear anything about it. A few girls laughed, whatever, you know, marketing major, whatever. Nothing happened. Next day, I get this email from this kid who is a major in marketing at TCNJ and sent me his resume about this internship. Right? He's like, I'm super interested, you know, I'm all about healthy eating, sustainability, this and the other thing. So I have this kid who wants to be my intern, and this is a college I didn't get into. I didn't get into TCNJ. And I have someone who wants to be my intern who's from that university.
Oh, no shit.
Not only that, he's got a 3.7 GPA, which is I had a 3.0, you know? And not only that, he's the captain of the tennis team at TCNJ, and he teaches instructions and all that. And if you know anything about me, I love tennis. It's like my favorite thing to do. So I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So from there, my friend Erin, who I'm working with the meal delivery service, said she has a friend who I think is in high school who's looking for a summer internship, marketing. Okay. This guy, Frank, who developed my app for my meal delivery service. Oh, Mario, you have Android. I'm going to send you a link. Alright, so, oh my god, you gotta change that picture of me. It's me in a shirt and tie.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, that's an app. So I've had that's been in my back pocket. I've been developing an app. Well, I had Frank develop the app. So if you can rate it, give it 5 stars, that'd be great. Just say it's like the best app for veganism, blah, blah, blah.
You were saying about the intern.
Yeah, so this guy, Frank, who developed that app for me, he said he has an intern he wants me to meet with who lives in East Windsor, down the street. So that's 3 interns. And I have one friend who I need to work with who got his MBA in marketing.
I'm going to give some to Dave too from Nutritional Center. And I'm gonna ask him to give him just like the regular known customers, like the ones that he knows. That would be good.
Yeah, Davis, you can make that out. Yeah, it actually got released today in Apple and App Store.
Really?
Today. So you're the first person to ever download it, aside from me and Frank. So that's the movement. 20% of the population by the year 2020 to switch to veganism. Go to the meal delivery. Check that out. And I can send push notifications to your phone. Hey, remember to place your order for this week. And then you go back and there's all kinds of shit. My podcast is on there. Was that the clothing? So the same way I've learned how to use Illustrator to design all my flyers, I've also designed shirts. So I made all different kinds of clothing and everything. But like no one knows, you know? Like I'm just yelling in an empty room. I'm just going, hey everybody, I did this. Could someone look check it out? It just exists, but no one knows. Check out the podcast. I took that picture. That's just on my desk as I was editing one of the shows. I think I'm gonna post this one today. This one.
Hola, Amadita, buenos días. So why don't you send this link to all your friends and everybody that you know, all your contacts?
Because I just woke up, I wanted to come here and
So they can download
drop
the
this stuff
app.
off.
The app is a good idea. It's nice.
Well, the next step now is I do a paid app, and that's a supporter app. So you get a few extra things, but what it is you're supporting the company and the cause. So it's a $1.11 a month. You download that, and you're just helping out.
Well, Vincent,
So I've mentioned you a little bit on the podcast. Let's talk about this podcast. So I started this thing in February, and dude, if I had 50 people listening, I'd be excited. You know, if I had 100 people listening, that'd be crazy. I got my numbers back. Guess how many subscribers I have?
20,
More than that.
30,
1,600.
1,600.
1,600 people are subscribed to the show. That's like talking in front of 1,600 people in a room. And it's on 20 platforms. That's only iTunes. It's also on Stitcher Radio. It's on a bunch of different directories, and that's only subscribers on iTunes. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
You start having influence at that point, you know? And I think I have an interesting perspective on life, and it's really funny. I have this one friend, I saw him at a wedding like a week or two ago. His name is Mike, and I haven't seen him in forever. He goes, dude, I listen to your podcast all the time. He's like, I hate everything you stand for and everything you say, but your voice is great. He's like, I love listening to you. I'm like, my fucking voice? I'm like, oh.
Why he hates everything you do?
I don't know. I don't know. He just doesn't agree with the things I say, which is fine. You don't have to.
Well, sometimes they're a little wacky.
If you don't know why I'm saying what I'm saying, it sounds crazy. But if you understand the journey I took to get to that thought, you'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And I've learned that because like I say things to people, and they take it the wrong way because they don't know how I got there. You know, so I have to like get there with the person.
Good crazy, G.
Remember, it was just you and I bullshit. It was only your ears listening to me, listening to my nonsense.
Having a cigarette outside of the store.
All the time.
Right next to the cleaners, me sitting on the brick wall. Remember the half brick wall between the furniture store and the shop, right?
Of course.
We were sitting there having a cigarette.
We would hang out for hours.
Thinking crazy shit.
I love that part. That was so much fun. It was like, yay, another day of like hanging out with Mario, Billy, and Guillermo.
Yeah.
Oh, with all this shit you had to do inside though. Oh my god.
Yeah, because once we went into the store, it was a different. It was just totally different. Make you cry twice or 3 times. Remember?
A few times, sure.
Gee, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah,
What were you thinking?
get your shit together.
Wake the fuck up.
I'll tell you what, you've been brutal, but you've been tremendous to my growth as a human being. Like that, like, I've never seen anyone say the things you've said to people.
Like what?
I've never heard anyone say anything, like, you're so harsh. You're right. You're right. That's the thing about you. You're so harsh, but you're so right. And people are just dumbfounded, you know? I'm just like, how is he saying this? And then you see the person's reaction, they're just like, yep, you're right.
I suck. You're right. The way I look at things is black and white. Simple as that. It's either you're in or you're out. And a lot of times it hurts. There's a lot of people that are used to it when they talk to them, it's sugar coated. You know what I'm saying? I was watching a commercial. It's in Spanish, and there's a play of kids. They're playing. It's like 15 kids, and after the play, the mother goes to her son and say, "You did a great job. You know why you're the tree? They picked you to be the tree. It's because you've always been strong. And that's the reason why you're the tree." Now, if I was the father, I would have never looked at it that way. Because the way I think about it is that if you are the tree, if they pick you on a play to be the tree, it's because you fucking suck. Number one, you can't act. Number two, you get shy in front of people. You can't sing. You can't do shit. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna put a tree over you and they're gonna sit you right in the corner. And that's where you're gonna be. Now, you ain't part of this play. You're just a fucking tree sitting in a corner. Okay? So now, I wouldn't be the father that is going to go and tell the kid that they picked you to be the tree because you're strong. And because you're the... No. I'm not going to be like you're the tree because you suck. But I'm not going to tell them that either. Because you know what? If I tell them that, he's going to want to be the tree the rest of his life. You get what I'm saying?
He'll be okay with it.
Be okay with it. Exactly. Get comfortable being the fucking tree. Why you have to be comfortable with that? No, you gotta be the lead of that play. You gotta be in front of everybody. You gotta be the one that tells everybody when to sing and when to shut the fuck up. Because that's what life is. You know what I'm saying? That's gotta be your goal. Not to be the tree. You don't need to make an effort to be the tree. That's my point. You get what I'm saying? So every time, if I ever talk to someone, my message will be, it's fucking hard, but at one point you need to wake the fuck up and you need to do something for yourself. Stop feeling sorry about yourself and move on and do something, because that's what life is. Life is black and white. It's either you in or you out. You get what I'm saying? It's either you do something to do something better with your life or stay comfortable and be the same person. And I'm not saying this because I think I'm big. No. But there's people that started it with me at shop practice 20 years ago, 1998. It was me and 3 other people. There is one guy that started out with me. He's still, at this point, he's still cleaning the meter.
How did you get to where you got to? I don't even understand.
I don't know. I didn't even ask for it. I was just put there. I was just pushed to that.
Hear the voice guiding you inside your head.
No, I don't see it that way. I was probably just at the right place at the right time, and that's it.
The advice you just gave me is your inner voice guiding you. And with that voice inside your head, you're going to be the best. You're following your own advice. That's why there's so much mediocrity this day and age, because you're right, everyone was given a trophy.
Exactly. A trophy for playing. No. And that's what's wrong with society now. You know what, kid, it's okay, but you played. That's all that matters. You know, so and we're gonna give you this trophy for participating. But what I always think, and I heard it that too somewhere, when you do that, the person that got the trophy for the first place, how can I tell you?
It's watered down.
Exactly.
Because everyone gets one.
If you get the gold medal, not everybody gets a gold medal. So now you're proud of yourself, and you think you feel like you achieved something, and it was great, and it's a great feeling. So many people looking at you, and you got the gold medal. But if out of the team, everybody got the medal just because they play, everybody gets it. So now I don't feel special. I don't feel like I accomplished anything, because what would be the reason for me to push myself for that gold medal if just by participating I'm going to get a medal anyway? You get what I'm saying? And that's where the problem is. I don't know. Sometimes I think that's why I'm like a little too harsh on people, because I like to say it the way it is. And if you like it, okay. And if you don't like it, well, I'm sorry. Get lost. There's nothing I can do for you. But even then, a lot of people realize when I say something and I give them an advice or something, they come back to me and they come back for another one. I don't know. So one time, I think you told Henry once. Sometimes when I'm feeling
Good about myself.
I go to Mario, to so he can bring me down, so he can put me back on my place, and you know what I'm saying? Some reality check. But it's not a reality check, and it's not like I like to tell people you suck. I like to tell people you can do better. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit! I got this and I got that and I accomplished this. But if you accomplish this, what are you doing? Are you staying there, or are you gonna keep moving on, or you gonna go to the next step? Because that's what it should be. Time is going quick, every single day. You know, and what are you doing? Are you staying there, or you're moving? It's one or the other. Simple as that. Don't get comfortable. One of the biggest problems that we have as human beings, that we sometimes we think that we're big and that we're the best and I'm the shit. You know what I'm saying? Look at me. Look at what I've done. If you notice, the real successful people, they will never say that. They will never come and say, look at me. Look what I got. Look what I've done. No, they don't even tell you. They just keep going, and they just keep doing it. They just keep doing it. They don't brag about anything. Other people see it, how successful they are, and other people talk about them. They don't talk about themselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it should be. Don't talk about yourself. Let other people talk for the accomplishments that you have done in life. And simple as that. I don't know. Life is simple. Life is just there. I always told you that. Life is just there. It's what you make of it. You can make the best, or you can make the worst. And then some people come and say life has been horrible to me. You know, life sucks. Life is this. Life is shit. No, it's not. That's what you made of it. You made it suck, so it sucks. You know what I'm saying? You make it good. Look at what you're saying. Look at the people all over the world that are successful. And I'm telling you, they don't. Other people talk about them. One day I saw an interview with this guy. It's a Mexican. He's a millionaire. He's got like 200,000 people working for him, and I don't know how many companies. He's worth like $70 billion, something, 70 million or $1 billion. I don't know. So he's a rich guy. And someone told him, how do you feel having all that money and work 250,000 people working for you? Like companies, you have thousands of companies, you have business all over the world, you got this, and he goes, don't think about it. Don't ask me how I feel, because I don't think about it. Maybe if I thought about it, I'll go crazy. I just do what I do every single day when I wake up, and I keep doing the same thing. And I don't think about it. Because you can't. Can you imagine if you're thinking about every single employee that you have and every single company that you have? And then that will make you feel like bragging about something, and that's when we lose it. Be humble. And just do what you do. And do the best. Because that's all you can do. But yeah, you're right, I'm an asshole most of the time. I'm an asshole. I admit that. Henry always say, you'll be the person that if someone wants to jump out of a building, instead of telling them don't do it, you'll be like, yeah, go ahead, do it. Now, who am I to change your mind about that? I can tell you, listen, please, come on, think about it, don't do it. There's a lot for you out there. You know, you can work, you can do this, you can make money. But I can tell you that, but listen, I'm not the one who's going to put you out of your misery. I'm not the one that is going to fix your life. After you change your mind and you say, okay, I'm not going to jump. I'm not going to pay your rent. I'm not going to tell your wife not to cheat on you. I'm not going to tell your kids not to be drug addicts. For whatever reason you want to jump, I'm not the one who's going to fix that life for you. Okay? This is one thing. Number two, the person that wants to kill themselves, they're not going to stand on top of a roof for 7 hours or 3 hours for everybody to look at him, and then the cops come, and then the fire department comes, and everybody comes, and then they save him. He didn't want to kill himself. He just wanted to get attention. That's all. Because whoever wants to kill themselves, they're just going to do it. They're not going to tell anybody, they're just going to do it. They're just going to go on top of the bridge, they're going to jump, and boom, that's it, it's done. Nobody will ever know. If you get to know that someone is about to kill themselves and you call them and you're trying to make them change their mind, they don't want to kill themselves.
They want a friend. They want to talk to someone.
Exactly, but they just want attention. If I was that friend and you're the one who's on top of the building, I would say, well, if that's what you really want, I'm not going to change your mind. You're the one who's living the shit life.
Yeah, what's it worth to you?
I mean, there is ways that you can fix him, but you're choosing not to. I can't fix it for you. I'm not the answer to your problems. Those problems, they do have the answer. And you're the only one that has the answer. So if you already gave up on yourself, why should I give a shit about you? You know what I'm saying? If you ask me if it's stupid to jump out of that building, fuck yeah, it's stupid. Because life is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to fix that life for you because you're the only one that has the answer to your problems. You know? But don't think that you're going to give up on yourself but everybody else won't. And they're going to be your saviors and they're going to change your life. No. You got to worry about yourself and only about yourself. Simple as that. And don't expect other people to worry for you. Because if you don't love yourself, don't expect other people to love you. You have to start from yourself. And if you're already up there, you already made your decision. And if you think your life sucks, no, your life doesn't suck. You fucking suck. Because you're the one who's about to end it. It's simple. It's a simple thing. It's black and white. That's the thing. Everything is black and white. Now, there's a lot of people that say, no, there is gray. There is gray. Gray is just, the gray area is just where you sit comfortable. And you're comfortable with what you have. It don't matter what it is. If you have a wife that cheats on you, and you already know, and you forgive her, and she does it again, and you forgive her, and she does it again, and you forgive her, you're just an idiot that you have a wife that likes to cheat on you and you accept it. You deserve every little bit because in life you deserve what you accept. Simple as that. But you're living in that gray area because you're comfortable there, because you have no balls to come out of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you have to choose black or white, left or right, up or down. It's one or the other. It's never good in the middle. Because in the middle is where you're accepting all the shit, how it comes. You accept when people step all over you. You accept when people treat you like shit. You accept working for a boss that is going to be an asshole and you're just going to keep going to work every single day and he's going to be beating the shit out of you every fucking day. And you're just going to continue taking it. You're living in the gray because you don't want to move, because you don't want to move to the white or you don't want to move to the black, because you don't want to go left or you don't want to go right, because you don't want to make a decision. Because you have to make a decision. At one point in your life, you need to wake the fuck up and you gotta say, what am I doing? I need to wake up. I'm too comfortable where I'm at. And that's not what it's meant. That's not what I wanted. I didn't want to be comfortable just doing that. I want to do something for myself. I want to be proud of myself. I want people to be proud of me. You're gonna have kids. You want those kids to be proud of you. You want that wife to be proud of you. And you gotta come out of that gray area. You're either soft or you're hard. You're either high or you're low. You're either black or you're white. You're either in or you're out. But never in the middle. Because in the middle, it just means you have no balls to do one or the other. Simple.
What? How? Wait a minute.